Hi, I'm really glad that you could join me today. My name's Donna, I'm from Clever Crafting. Today we are making a nice and easy card. This is just a matte piece of cardboard, 250 GSM, so fairly lightweight, and I've cut it to be 10 centimeters wide and 14.3 centimeters tall, and you can see that I use my metric rectangle number 2. So when I put this on an A6 card base, it gives a nice little border, but you just couldn't see it on there because it was white on white. But that's okay. So I've also cut a frame using the metric rectangles. I've used the smallest one and then the 5th smallest one, I think. And to give that frame a bit of dimension, instead of using double-sided foam tape or craft foam, which of course you can use, I've chosen to use some cardboard that I got off some packaging. So it gives me a nice dimension, and it's, well, clearly cheap as chips because it didn't cost me anything. So they're the metric rectangle set. Of course, I will put a link for them below, and that other stamp set with the stamp and die set that you see beside it, I'll put a link for that below as well. I'm just going to pop this matte layer now onto my score buddy. Now this is one that's in centimeters, so it's metric, but you could use it on one that's in inches. And I'm just deciding to put this at an angle, and what we're going to do is quite simply add a little bit of texture and interest on this matte layer, and we're going to do that just by putting some score marks on it. So I just choose a spot. It doesn't have to be anything specific or fancy, just where I want to go, and you can see that I moved the angle around a little bit there. I did the first one, I've done the second one, I've gone up a little bit, and I think I'm going to do a third one or a fourth one moving up. I can't remember exactly how many. And then I'm going to move down the page. I think I'm going to speed it up here. So as I said, this is nothing fancy, and you can actually do it anywhere you like. If you've got a scoreboard in inches, if you can do it every 1/4 of an inch or even every 1/8 of an inch if you really want, but probably a 1/4 of an inch would be fine. Now I'm not going to go right down to the corner, but you can go to the corner. Once again, this is totally up to you. You know, the world is your oyster with the scoring of your matte layer. So I'm just trying to straighten that out a little bit because sometimes it tends to curl when you do a lot of that scoring side by side. So we're going to see if we can get a look at this. I believe that when I tilt it the right way, not that way, there we go, you can see a little bit of that scoring there. So you can either use it this side or the other side, but I'm using that side. All right, time to glue these two bits of my frame together. So this is the cardboard that I'm just popping some of the Smart Art glue on. And then of course I had plenty, but why should I have plenty when I can have more? Clearly, which is what I'm doing. I watch these videos and go, oh my gosh, Donna, why are you putting so much glue on? Anyway, doesn't matter. Happy days. So I am just going to secure the top layer on my frame there, which is cardstock that matches what I'm using for my matte layer. And I'm just going to put glue once again on to the back of my frame. This cardboard, it's good for putting glue on because it doesn't warp. Here we go. Got plenty of glue, adding a bit more for good measure. And realistically, when you add that much glue, it doesn't mean it's going to be any more secured, but whatever. All right, so I've decided to position my frame in the upper right-hand corner of my card. You can see there, but you could really plonk it anywhere. I've just decided that that's where I want it. And interestingly, I'm not actually going to put anything in the frame. I'm going to put my items on the edges of the frame because I think it just gives it a really nice look. So these are a couple of little mushrooms from the Bugs and Kisses stamp and die set, and I am just going to add some cardboard to the back of this second little mushroom. So I've popped the larger mushroom on the frame, just stuck it directly onto the frame, and this one I'm just got a strip of this cardboard and I'm going to cut it bits and put it on the back of the smaller mushroom. So while I'm doing this, I would love to just talk about my channel. It would be great if you would love to subscribe and share it with some friends. It really helps me out, and also does give me a thumbs up. So for some reason those sorts of things work with the YouTube algorithm and helps out and expands us a little bit more. So that would be a great help if you're happy to do that. So you can see I'm just adding another little bit of cardboard on the bottom there, and we're going to put some more glue on the back. Now this card has been made with the items from the February now, aren't we? From the February card kit. So not that you need the card kit because you can definitely make this easily from your stash at home, but if you're interested, I'll also have a link to that below. If you've already got the card kit and you're doing the classes, this card is not being made in one of the classes, so it's nice to know that you'll have all the bits and pieces to make this. So just adding the glue, popping that down. Right, and then we're going to put the little butterfly at the top. So I think that this is kind of like a fairy garden with those purple and pink mushrooms, although you can get mushrooms that color. And I know because I looked up in Google Images and just typed in mushrooms, and I've got pictures of mushrooms to give me an idea of what color to color them in, and those ones came up really pretty. All right, so this strip is from the packaging from the Words expansion pack for the kit for February, and I've just popped that up on a strip of cardboard as well and popped it onto the card front, onto the matte layer of the card, I should say. A little bit more glue. Let's see if I can overkill the glue here again. And yeah, I just keep going. I think I'm going to stop and I just keep going, but you know, tons of glue, it's not going to go anywhere. So the advantage of the glue, of course, it gives you a little bit of wriggle room, so you can pop that on. I felt it looked a wee bit plain, so I decided to add a couple of bits of bling. I also think you could use Wink of Stella maybe on the butterfly's wings, or on just, you know, part of the mushrooms, like maybe that purple part right at the very top. I'm using my very technical, holder for my gems there. It's my finger. Works just like a charm most of the time, although I have got a wax pen and I've found that it works really well as well. All right, so here we are. That's the finished card. It's so sweet and it's beautiful, and it's got a bit of dimension, but it's not way over the top with it, so it'll go through the post nice and easily. So here's a couple of still photos of it. Once again, I'd like to point out, just remind you that I will put links below. I'll also put a link to our Facebook group down below, the Gold Coast Crafters, because it's such a wonderful bunch of people over there and really encouraging. So why don't you pop on over and have a look. And until next time, I really hope that you all stay safe and happy crafting.